Yes lads, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today I'm going to bring you guys the Everton versus Leicester match review. So the boys and girls, of course, it did finish at Goodison Park. Everton won, Leicester City won. Another decent result for the Foxes. Although it's not 3 points, a point is still a pretty decent result for Leicester. Away from, of course, goals coming from James Rodriguez and Youri Tielemans. Both sides had chances later on, but overall, a point was probably about deserved. So that being said, in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys the Everton versus Leicester match review. I'll run through my thoughts on the game and also my player ratings from the start we started yesterday away from home against Everton in the Premier League. Just before we get into today's video, make sure a big thumbs up down below on today's video if you guys are going to enjoy today's video. As of course today, I bring you guys the Everton versus Leicester match review. Also, as you can see my face, I'm your screen before. Of course, we were now well on the road to 2,000 subscribers, but currently we are very close to 1,600. So yeah, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, if you guys are new, that would be massively appreciated. Also, turn on my channel notifications so you guys will get a notification every single time I upload a new video on the channel. Follow me on social medias, links will be in the description down below. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. So like I said, all my links will be in the description as always. And as always guys, most importantly, just let me know your thoughts on yesterday's result in the comment section down below. Your thoughts, game, your player ratings as well. Just let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section down below. But yeah, boys and girls, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Let's discuss Everton 1, Leicester City 1. So full time, Everton 1, Leicester City 1. It ended all square at Goodison Park in the end. And overall, it's a pretty decent result away from him in the Premier League at a very different place to go in Goodison Park. Of course, going into last night's game, Leicester were coming into the game full of confidence with like a 5 or 6 win bounce so far in 2021. Of course, it wasn't 3 points last night, but a point for me was a great result. Of course, Leicester did go behind it inside the first half for a great strike through James Rodriguez. We fought back as usual and got a point in the end through Youri Tielemans. It could have been 3 points in the end for Leicester. It could have been 3 points for Everton as well. And overall, I think a point against Everton, who were doing well this season. Well, Everton will definitely will be fighting for European spaces as well themselves towards the end of the season. So I think a point overall is a decent result. I thought it was another decent performance from Leicester last night. Overall, point it is still good. A point it always adds up towards the end of the season. We retain our spot in third place, which is the key thing, and we actually go 1 point closer to Manchester United as well, which is a big plus as well. So yeah, a point is still a great result. Overall, I think the performance was quite good from Leicester last night. Again, first half wise, it wasn't the greatest, but second half was much more improved. Everton was sat back for most of it, and we dominated that second half. And just like I said, we were close to getting the winner late on, but overall, just like I said, a point is not a bad result. And on the course of play, I think that was probably deserved because Everton did have a few great chances late on. Of course, Leicester had a few good chances as well towards the end of the game as well. So yeah, of course, it finished 1-1, and overall, I think that's a decent result for Leicester. So then let's speak about the game then in a bit more detail. So yeah, Brendan Rodgers made a number of changes from the start against Brentford last time, but only one from the start last night in Premier League action against Chelsea. Of course, Youri Perez came into the lineup for the injured Jamie Vardy as expected. Obviously, it was going to be him or Kelechi in action. Of course, it was Youri Perez, the same team which I predicted in the match preview as well. Absolute masterclass. But yeah, I was pretty happy. I was happy with the team. I think Brendan Rodgers is the only real team he could do. Obviously, no Vardy up front is going to be missed, but I think Youri Perez was probably the right option in the end. Although his performance wasn't the greatest, but he's probably going to be more effective than Kelechi and Nacho. Right then, first half then for Leicester. So yeah, first 10 to 15 minutes, I thought Leicester were probably the best team. We had a couple of half chances here and there. Players like Barnes and James Maddison them two looked fantastic. I thought Barnes was excellent first 10 to 15 minutes or so. Leicester had a few chances. The first big chance of the game did fall to James Maddison. He's a shot outside the box on just off the right hand side. He came in, tried to curl it into the top right corner. It was actually close. It just hit the roof of the net. Pickford was scrambling across as well. So if it's a bit low, that could have been 1-0. We had a few chances through. That's a Perez had a slight deflection shot, but apart from that, nothing really. But first 10-15 minutes, Leicester had most of the ball, and I thought I was pretty confident with the start. And from then, I thought we were probably going to go on and try and get 3 points. But yeah, Everton did come into the game a little bit, and they found their first goal 30 minutes into the game. A long ball forward, I think it was Digne on the left hand side. He played it into James Rodriguez. He went to the ball towards Calvert-Lewin and got a block on it. He fell to the feet off of Fana, and he literally passed it straight back to James Rodriguez, which turned out to not be the best of the decisions. Yeah, he cut it on his right foot, his weak foot, and obviously fantastic finish from James Rodriguez. Can't take anything away from that. But for Leicester, I think we could have pressured them down a little bit more. Obviously, it was still a fantastic finish. I think Tielemans could have closed them down a bit more. I think Fofana and the Lily closing down a bit more. But yeah, overall fantastic finish. We can't really do too much about that. But just on the closing down, I thought we could have done a bit better. And Fofana maybe could have cleared it maybe. But yeah, overall it was a fantastic finish. Yeah, we can't really do too much about that one. And then the rest of the half, the last 15 minutes or so, Leicester didn't really have any. We had a few half chances towards the end of the half, but apart from that, first half wise, first 20 minutes or so, I thought we were alright, but since then it wasn't really, we weren't the greatest. So then moving into the second half then, so yeah, Leicester came out a much better side in the second half. We looked to go Everton straight away, and that was the story of the whole second half. Everton just sat back and trying to circle that pressure. Leicester found it quite difficult to break through. We had a couple of chances. Just to quickly mention, we had so many corners in yesterday's game, and none of them really worked, to be honest. James Maddison's delivery wasn't the greatest. We tried a few short ones and that didn't work either. So yeah, we need to really work on them, because we had about 10 corners last night and none of them were, they weren't effective at all, any of them, to be honest. So yeah, need to work on that. But we had a few chances here and there. A lot of shots got deflected behind, just like I said, for corners. But Leicester did find the equaliser through Youri Tielemans. It was actually from a slight cross. It was Jonny Evans who picked the ball up from the far post. He played it to Barnes. He pulled it back to Tielemans on the edge of the box. He had about 5 people closing down. He took the shot. Wasn't the greatest shots, but Jordan Pickford, Dinosaur FC, decided to let it in. So cheers, Jordan, mate. But yeah, this poor keeping from Jordan Pickford. I know it went through quite a few bodies, but he should be saving that. Like I said, it was a decent shot from Youri, but it wasn't the greatest. But the main thing is Leicester got themselves deservedly level, because I thought we had a lot of good chances. James Maddison went close as well. His shot was blocked by Michael Keane overall. But second half wise, Leicester looked good, to be honest. Lots of Cengiz Under came on, it impacted the game quite nicely. The only real negative of the game, that Wilfred Ndidi was replaced by Nampalys Mendy in the first half, actually, but looks like Ndidi will be right. It's only a minor hamstring injury, so hopefully he'll be right for the game on Sunday. But yeah, in the second half, Leicester were much better. Everton went close towards the end of the game. As Andre Gomez, I think, had a great chance late on just from a corner. What a surprise. But yeah, I think the second half, Leicester were fantastic once again. I think the introduction of Cengiz Under on the right side was great. Well, Sunchi came on as well in the game for Everton, just getting some more game time as well for him. But yeah, overall, thought second half was good for Leicester. We were definitely the better team in the second half. But yeah, course finished 1-1, which overall was probably about deserved. So the boys and girls, that is it for my thoughts then on last night's 1-1 draw against Everton away from home. So yeah, let's get into my player ratings. So yeah, this way I rate each player out of 10 from the side which started last night against Everton. So yeah, starting off in goal then with Kasper Schmeichel. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Obviously the goal, he can't really do too much about that. He made a couple of decent saves overall, but he wasn't really that involved, to be honest, throughout the game. Like I said, Everton only had a couple of shots on target. Some were quite close, but some went wide as well. So yeah, I'll give Kasper 7 out of 10. I thought it was another decent performance from him. Right, and moving into the back four. So yeah, starting off at right back with James Justin. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought it wasn't the best performances from JJ last night. I thought he could have done a bit more just going forward, but overall it wasn't the worst performance. A 6, obviously still above average, so it wasn't a bad performance from JJ at all last night. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Just going forward on the attack, I thought he could have done a bit more going forward. The defensive is quite good, but yeah, 6 out of 10 for JJ. I thought he, just like I said, I think he could have made a bit more runs going forward, but overall it was still a decent performance. Yeah, centre back wise, then starting off then with Wesley Fofana. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 as well. I thought it was a decent performance from him as well. Thought he could have done a bit better just with the goal in the first place, just with the ball going forward. Obviously it was tough for him to deal with. He's only 20 years old and he's still done a great job in there. So yeah, just again 6 out of 10. It's still decent rating, but obviously it's not as good as the 7s or 8s. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for Fofana. Now with Jonny Evans, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Jonny was brilliant last night. Obviously he came off for Sunchu in the second half, but just for the game before that, I thought he was excellent. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Jonny Evans. Now with Timothy Castagna, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 as well. Thought wasn't the greatest of performances from Castagna yesterday. First half was quite sloppy, but second half was much more improved. Quite similar to James Justin on the other fullbacks, but I think them two both just could have gone forward a bit too more. But defensively, solid. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Timothy Castagna. So that's my ratings for the back four. So then moving into the midfield three. So yeah, starting off in the defensive role with Wilfred Ndidi. Of course, he only played about 40 minutes of the game, so it's a bit of a difficult one to judge. But I think he did it right in the first half. So yeah, I'll give Wilfred Ndidi a 6 out of 10. Obviously, we can't really judge him too much. But if you did that for the second half, I'll probably give him a 7. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Wilfred Ndidi. But obviously, he only played about 40 minutes of the game, so we can't really judge him too much. I thought when Mendy came on, he did quite well as well. I'll give Mendy about 7. I thought he was good when he came on. So yeah, that was my rating just for the CDM role. Hopefully Wilfred Ndidi can be bad, but as always, he's pretty good in the first half as well. Was Wilfred Ndidi? You know what? I'll give Wilfred Ndidi a 7 because yeah, he's actually quite good in the first half. So yeah, 7 for Wilfred Ndidi. Moving ahead then with Youri Tielemans, of course, got the goal. 8 out of 10 for me. I thought it was fantastic. Again, was Youri Tielemans. Just like I said, another goal from, of course, Scotland last time against Brentford as well. So yeah, great to see him getting on the score sheet a bit more. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Youri Tielemans. Attacking good, defensively was quite good as well coming back, and yeah, overall very good from Youri Tielemans. James Maddison then, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought it was quite good, especially in that first half, first 20 minutes. Him and Harvey Barnes looked fantastic. Second half wise, he was quite good. He was on the ball a lot, but obviously it was tough to break down that really about 10-man Everton defense. So yeah, it was always going to be tough. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for James Maddison. And finally moving into the front three. So yeah, starting off in the left wing position with Harvey Barnes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Just like James Maddison, I thought first half performance from him was excellent, and again, first 20 minutes, I thought Barnes was definitely the best player on the pitch. I said in the watch on, if anyone's going to score in the first half, it will be Barnes. Obviously he didn't, but yeah, first 20 minutes I thought it was excellent, was Barnes. Second half, just like I said, it was always going to be tough for lots of James Maddison and Barnes, he needs some more space on the ball to try and beat the man. Everton had a lot of people back, so yeah, it was always going to be tough. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Harvey Barnes. I thought he had a decent performance. Now onto the right side with Marco Brighton, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was a bit quiet in that first half. I think he was alright defensively, tracked back nicely, but just didn't really offer too much going forward. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Albrighton. Obviously, it was always going to be tough against Digne, who's a fantastic fullback. So yeah, 6 for Albrighton. Up top with Youri Tielemans. Going to give him a 7 out of 10. I've seen a lot of people just getting him stay. I'm not too sure why, because it was going to be tough for Youri Tielemans. He hasn't got that much experience in the Premier League, and that obviously he's quite experienced for Newcastle, but he hasn't really had that much game time for Leicester recently. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Youri Tielemans. Just don't get me wrong, I think he could have done a bit more going forward, but overall his link-up play was quite nice. He made a couple of good nice turns in there. I thought he could have got some shots off a bit more, but yeah, it was a 7. It wasn't a bad performance from Perez. Hopefully he can improve on that. So the boys and girls, that is it for today's video. Of course, in today's video I bring you guys the Everton versus Leicester match review. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, just let me know, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. As always, most importantly, just let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. But yeah, lads, that is it for today's video. Of course, I went through my thoughts on the game and just then my player ratings. So yeah, that's for today's video. I'm a Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.